And he is fabulous. He's given me the privilege of kind of leading our school through this whole process and taking us from the very beginning to where we are. Is it one in the middle?
It is the one on the right.
How about that? When we first applied for Louisville status, we're a 6-8 school. We still are. We had 818 students, and now we're a little bit higher than that, around 820-ish, I believe. 102 of our students had an IEP. So 1 out of every 8 walking down the hallways had an IEP. Some were in our more severe and profound areas, and many had just an SLD or something, so they were with our regular population. We had 371 students qualifying for free and reduced meals, which was about 45%, and we're now up to 51%. 38 classroom teachers, 3 administrators, and we are in a very rural area of the county. We have a huge district. Our kids are a long time on the bus because it covers a lot of area. Here's our timeline, which is very different from Dr. Minsky's, which makes it so interesting. We both came to that same conference in 2010. That was our very first experience here. However, I went previously in October of that year to see Owens Crossroads. Dr. Dunaway has done a fabulous job with her school. She's an amazing woman and a great leader. And Karen kept saying, you know, Donna's done this Blue Ribbon process. You might want to think about it, I thought, yeah, I might want to think about it. At the same time that we had just started Literacy and Justice for All, which was part of the Alabama Reading Initiative. We're also an Alabama Math, Science, and Technology school. We had done that, and we were talking about kicking around the idea of 7 Habits, which is from Dr. Nancy Curry, who is another fabulous lady at our central office. So I went down to see Donna, and she showed me this great big book and talked to me about a blueprint and how fabulous it was, and that was it. And I thought, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I have no idea what you're saying, but it sounds really great, because when I went to her classrooms, the kids were just so excited about learning. Her teachers had everything going on. It was just an amazing experience. And even though we're middle school and she was in elementary, I thought we can do something like this. Our kids deserve this also. So I came to the conference in 2010, and I was basically a lurker. I sat in on the sessions, didn't really say a whole lot, took a whole bunch of notes, and the whole time I'm thinking, we are so going to do this. I brought it back to school and talked to Mr. Blair and Ms. Terrell, our other assistant principal, and they both thought, okay, this is something we really need to look at. In January, we presented it to our building leadership team, and at that point, we knew that if we didn't have buy-in from them, we weren't going to have it for anybody. Of course, I was ready to just say, yes, we're going to do it. Mr. Blair said, no, that's not how we work here. So he grounded me quite a bit, which was probably a very good thing. We presented to our faculty in February, and they came to the consensus that it wasn't for us. They knew that it was all about our kids. We typically we're not an extremely high-achieving school, although we did make AYP year after year after year. It was something that we just wanted for our kids. We wanted them to be able to say, yeah, I go to a Blue Ribbon school. I'm all that. In March, we went online. I had my notes from the conference, so we developed our notebooks, and ours are the ones that have the orange slide-ins. We had a faculty meeting, which was pretty much in a speed dating format, and the faculty broke up, and we had 9 areas around our media center, and they broke into groups, and they had to go to each one of the areas and read what the standard was, and then that very first page inside the book is where they wrote things that they thought we were already doing. What were we already doing towards that standard? What evidence might we have? We also then had our leadership team recruit their friends and partners to work with them on their committee, and so they were responsible for taking that orange sheet of paper and finding the evidence, getting people to send them whatever it was that they had listed, and kind of getting all that information together. So we had an idea of what we were doing. We had an idea kind of where we were, and we thought, yeah, we see a few weaknesses, but really pretty much we thought we had it all going on. We decided to have our visit right away. We did our surveys and started collecting our notebooks in March, and in April our first week of May, our visit was scheduled. In April of 2011, Mr. Blair went to Grays Lake to visit Miss Morgan, and it was fabulous, and he came back even more excited than he was before. So this was just a great thing. However, on his way back into town, it happened to be April 27th, and we had a horrific tornado in our area. we had 57 students who were left homeless after that event. So we came home, and obviously the visit was not going to happen that year. But in hindsight, it really was a strengthening point for our school, our community, and our teachers. We all came together. We were making sandwiches. We were going out to neighborhoods. We were, clearing people's property. We were doing pretty much whatever our community needed us to do. That was a real turnaround, and we never lost sight of our blue ribbon. We just knew it was going to be a little bit further down the road. Our visit was rescheduled until September of 2011, and at that point, we had what we thought was a really good visit, and then we had a whole bunch of areas that we knew we had to work on, which was great because we were ready for the next step at that point. In December of last year, we brought a team to the conference here, and it was just really exciting. Everything that we had already thought we wanted to do, we could do. We just had this fabulous time. We got a ton of ideas. We went on school visits. We just stole everything that we thought we could possibly implement in our school, which was just great. We continued to follow our blueprint, and in October we were notified that we had reached lighthouse status, which was very exciting. Of course, we announced it on the intercom, and all the kids went crazy, so it was just a beautiful thing. Our teachers have worked so hard for this, and it was all about the kids, which we really never lost focus of that, so that's something that we're very proud of. When we completed our surveys, our major strengths were student focus and support, technology integration, and active teaching and learning. We kind of could have said those because we kind of felt really positive about that. We also didn't want to admit, but we were aware of the areas that we needed to grow. We knew our school organization and culture, particularly culture, needed some ramping up. School and family community and also the professional community were areas that we needed to improve. We, being a middle school, typically we don't have as much parental support and interaction as do some elementary schools. We tried having like movie nights, and we'd get just a smattering of people. We did find when we had food that we got a few more people than others. At the same point, our PTO started really getting on board also. They were part of the interview process. And so they were thinking along the same lines that our kids really deserve this, and what are we going to do to promote it in the community to get things going. Our main focus on our campus, though, was, of course, with our main stakeholders, which were our students. We really had to turn everything inward on ourselves. We did a lot of work with student interaction, student engagement. We pushed small groups, which if you've ever tried that with 7th and 8th grade teachers, not so much fun. However, especially 6th grade teachers who have been in the middle school for a long time, it's just not how they think. So we have come a long way with that, which is very, very exciting, and it always comes back to the kids. What's it all about? We started implementing morning meetings this year after Ms. Terrell went to visit a school in Springfield and saw that they were actually bringing in their whole school every morning for a meeting. That was very frightening to us to have all of our kids in one place at one time with a little bit of craziness, but we decided that we could do this. We were up for the challenge, and what we ended up doing is having 6th grade every Tuesday morning, 7th grade on Wednesdays, and 8th grade on Thursdays. They come in, they get to see all of their administrators, their counselors are up there. They don't just see us for punitive things. It's not because their pants are sagging or because they can't get to school on time or they're not doing their homework. We're there, and we have our Scholars Bowl team stand up and be congratulated, which, by the way, we're #1 in the county this year. So we do all that kind of stuff to recognize them and to let them see us in a positive and a little bit more personal light. We're real people, and we make mistakes, and we talk when the microphone's not on, and it's just a really good time. It's much more relaxed. The kids get to ask questions. They want to know why the bus was so late. They didn't realize that so-and-so was going to be out sick, or they were going to have surgery, and da-da-da. So that's the time that we're bringing them more into being one of us, that we're all together in this. Okay, now I have to talk really fast. And then also, another thing we did was color, because previously, Dr. Minsky said they were battleship gray. Well, we weren't gray, we were gray and tan. So we had branched out a little bit, but not a whole lot. Ms. Terrell and I started with Extreme School Makeover, Sparkman Middle School style, and of course we did the ladies' room first because that's the most important thing, and the whole workroom. And when the teachers came in, it was really exciting to see their response. Also, this is our 8th grade technology room. All of the college logos around there are universities that all of the faculty and staff attended. So So that was kind of neat, and the kids can ask about them. I think there might even be Auburn on there. I'm not sure. It's not really, it's not all that. So that's exciting to realize that we did take this journey. You know, we were all in middle school at one time. We made it through. We went to college and on and on. This is a classroom door of one of our teachers. She actually painted the whole thing black and then painted on her classroom rules. So they're right there every day. Everyone sees them. The teachers could pretty much do what they wanted with color within reason. And it's very interesting how their personalities came out and what they wanted to do. What we realized is that we gave them ownership over that, and it was crazy. We probably have maybe 4 teachers who have not painted their rooms or done anything, and 2 of them I think are brand new teachers to us this year, and the others have all pretty much come with it. They all have their own personalities. The bottom right-hand corner, that's, you know, a steel gray room. It has a lot of orange for our Tennessee fan. Up top right, that's the beach scene. This teacher moved from prime real estate, as we like to call it, those are called rooms with windows, to a room with no windows right near the front. So she has her own windows, and in the back she has a big window that shows the whole beach. So that was, it was pretty exciting. Another thing we realized that we had not done previously is share our data with our students. We didn't tell them how smart they were. We didn't tell them where they fell within the county. So behind me is, in that top left, is where our school stands in reading and math on the Alabama Reading and Math Test. It was amazing. You know, they didn't realize how close we were to having so many % proficient, or that we had, you know, that we scored better than other schools that typically we might think that we wouldn't score as well as. At the last conference, one of the takeaways we had also was a data notebook, which all of our students have data notebooks. They keep their ARMT results in them. They graph each of their test areas so they can see in math, you know, whatever their goal is. They have that in there. We've combined that with our 7 habits, and so they have their personal mission statement in there, and also goals for their academic goal, personal goal. We also have a data den. That was 2 years ago. One of the schools presented. They had a fabulous data den. So we have ours, and it's right now 4-3-2-1. It starts off 4-3-2-1 based on the ARMT, which is exceeds, proficient, partially, and not proficient. We also are doing the STAR assessment every 9 weeks in our system to have universal progress monitoring, and so it fluctuates. So every 9 weeks we know who is on urgent, who's on intervention, and where they are. So when we meet in there, it's just at a glance you can look up and you can see, wow, we don't have any 6th grade students who are urgent. This is fabulous. So then we take the bottoms of the intervention, and that's who we need to focus on. Student engagement, big. Top left-hand corner, this is, I think, right within maybe the first week or so of school. This teacher, first day of school, she was having labs in her 8th grade science classroom. It was excellent. We also did a lot with color also. We have, these are the 2 pillars in our main intersection, and we started off with just with colleges, some of them are 2-year junior colleges and some universities. We started off with ones in the state, and then we're going to be branching out to other colleges in the area, like we have a lot of Tennessee fans, or even LSU we might even put up, and then branch out to other big colleges. The students, when they look around their 8th grade technology room, it's not just schools in Alabama. They don't need to be narrow to that. So we're starting them thinking, okay, think locally, and then we're going to keep broadening it. We also renamed our hallways based on 7 habits of each habit. We have a celebration board in our workroom where teachers put up, you know, thanks so much for, you know, covering me for lunch, you know, or thanks so much for, you know, helping me with my Moby, I couldn't figure it out. So just those little things, public acknowledgments, were very good. Below is a big mural in our hallway, be think and stay positive. We also have the top left-hand corner is the hallway down to the lunchroom, and it's pretty much just a basic hallway. And on the left-hand side, we all have a hand in making SMS grade, and the 8th graders get to put their handprint on, only 8th graders. So we did that at the end of last year for the very first time, and then this year we'll do our 8th graders probably either with black below or up a little bit further in the hallway. And underneath we wrote their hand in Sharpie and then went over with that Sealy paint. So they're going to be there forever. So it's really exciting, and the kids now will walk by, oh, that's my sister, that's my cousin. You know, so they really like that. We also, about a year and a half ago, started up our, I just talked really fast.
That's okay.
Okay, started up our network. We have the Cougar News Network, no relation at all to the real CNN. We did it very basically. We just have the green screen in the back. We have a big map, which you can see on the bottom left-hand corner as their teleprompter. We tried a lot of different things with an iPad, building a little box around. The kids were like trying to see into it. So we have it all going on. We have our broadcast taped every afternoon, then every morning it plays. When we have morning meeting, we watch it as an entire group in the gym together. Of course, it starts off with the pledge and our moment of silence. Otherwise, all the teachers watch it. It has all the information for what's going on, what games are going to be happening, and all that. Some of the things how we have kind of morphed over the past couple of years. We last year read 7 Habits as a faculty book study. This year, all of our students are going through 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. They all have their own workbook. So that's really exciting. Once again, that was a whole learning process. We started off thinking that we could do, a habit a week, and then we realized that was a little bit ridiculous, so we do a habit a month now, really focus on it and really do it thoroughly and well. We started off last year also, Ms. Terrell brought back a character education program called Too Good for Violence. This year, or last year, we did it once a week. We had a different topic, and our teachers felt so strongly that it was something that we all needed to embrace and we all needed to do it immediately. So the first week of school, that's all we did. We taught procedures and we taught behavior, and that's all we did. So that was time well spent, we feel. Also, we listened to our teachers. They wanted rotating schedules. They didn't always like seeing those 6-period kids at 2 in the afternoon. So we have 1 week is A week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next week is B week. So we start with 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 2. Different kids, different times of the day. Different teachers at different times of the day too. We also have Summer Academy for our at-risk 5th graders coming up. Daily news broadcast. Once again, we started Cougar Bucks, which is a student recognition. It can be for good behavior, it could be for returning your homework, it could be for an A on the test, it could be for helping someone in the hallway. The kids earn Cougar Bucks every 9 weeks. Every 3 weeks we have a Cougar Buck cash-in. You can win things like a pass at the basketball game, or a healthy snack like lemonade and popcorn, or something like that. And there's a prize for them, so when you use them, they get crossed off. The library supplies pencils and papers and folders for Cougar Bucks. No monies, exchanges, strictly through the Cougar Bucks. Every 9 weeks, also, we give away a 32-inch television. When students have 50 Cougar Bucks, they're allowed to enter the drawing. And some of them actually save them up. It was really nice the first 9 weeks. The student had actually saved up 150 Cougar Bucks. He had entered 3 times, and his name happened to be the one that got drawn, so that was thrilling. And we also drew his name during morning meeting, which was really, really fun. PLC 1, 2, 3 is for our teachers in either their first, second, or third year at Sparkman Middle. We have a monthly topic like behavior management, or inclusion students, or how to work STI, or how to put your grades on the bottom post. Our library media specialist is new to us this year. She is an amazing woman, and she has got me hooked on Twitter, which is so exciting. And so we're starting to do more and more PD using Twitter. That's where we really want to move forward. And we have so many other things that we want to do. The biggest thing about Blue Ribbon, it is the whole process. It kind of wakes you up, and where you think, yeah, we're pretty good, it's just incredible of how far you can actually move from where you think you were doing well. It doesn't matter if we got a prize or not. Of course, I like prizes too. So it was fabulous to be recognized, but it's really what we have done for our school and for our community. It just is a wonderful, wonderful, intrinsic, valuable thing. So that's pretty much Sparkman Middle School. You have my card if there's anything I can do. We're also on Facebook. Oh, that sounds very attractive. I'm so sorry. But if there's anything, any questions you have, we'd be happy to talk with you or answer them. Thank you.
Thank you very much.